Hello everybody, my name is Tommy. I'm a papier-mâché artist, and in this video I will be showing you how to make Candy the cat, a mask with a moving jaw. I will also show you how to make Cindy the cat, Candy's twin sister. So enjoy the video. Hey, did you know I have a video on how you can make your own head base? Check out the link in the description. So in this video, we will be turning this head base into Candy the cat. If you do not have one of these, I have a link in the description below to learn how to make one. It's very easy. I'm going to start off by making the muzzle. So you're going to crumple newspaper. You should have something that looks like this, kind of like the shape of a jelly bean. So the next thing we need to do is we need to put the nose on top. We'll crumple newspaper into a small ball. Like this. And that's going to be glued on top. I'm going to flatten it a little bit. Just squish the ball here. You're going to tape it on top, just right in the middle, like that. And there you go. That's the muzzle. The next thing we're going to do, this kitty has some really fancy cheeks. So we're going to crumple some newspaper into the shape of a shark tooth. And it's going to be going on like that. You should have something that looks like that. So go ahead and make yourself another one. But I guess these are kind of like his whiskers, I guess. I think I made them just a little too long, but that's okay. I can actually, you know what, I'm actually just going to trim it just a little bit. That should work. So now we got these, and we got the muzzle. The next thing we will need the cheeks. So I'm going to use a styrofoam ball and I'm going to cut it right in half. Be careful when you're using scissors, kids. And when you're using a knife, especially out this far, please get an adult to do this for you. Always cut away from yourself. And there you go. Just that easy. Now I want to make the eyebrows. And then we need to make the ears, and we're ready to put everything all together. It's a very easy character to make, actually. So let's get working on that. So on a sheet of cardboard, we're going to draw the eyebrows on. And you should have something that looks like that. We're going to cut it out and we're going to make ourselves another one. And there you go. We have eyebrows. For the ears, draw two triangles. Okay, I'm going to cut it out, trace over it, and cut out another one. This is what you should have. So it definitely looks like a shark tooth now. Kitty cat has some ears now. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to draw two smaller triangles. And they're going to be glued in the center here. Yeah, perfect. Don't you just love a mess? There. Get that out of the way. Okay, So now we have the ears. We just need something to attach, a way to attach them. So we're just going to cut out some strips of cardboard like this. They will be glued onto the ear so we can attach it to the head. Alright, so now comes the fun part. We get to put everything onto here. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that after I get this mess cleaned up. Wow. Art is a lot of fun, but wow, did it ever make a mess. Alright. Alright, so here comes the gluing part. You can use masking tape if you want, but glue will stick on a lot better. So, anytime you're using hot glue, please wear gloves because this stuff is very hot. It will burn and blister your skin if you're not careful. I don't want you to do that. So I'm going to start by gluing on the muzzle. Doesn't need a lot. Right there. You want to have it just in the middle of the mask. And you want to glue it at the bottom. And we're going to put on, I'm going to call these whiskers, okay? These go on each side of the muzzle, like this. So I'm going to glue it on, just like you see here. Now, to place the eyebrows in the right place, we're going to first draw where we're going to cut the eyes. We're going to cut that out. Just remember to always cut away from yourself. Okay, so now we're going to glue the eyebrows on. So they need to go just above the eyes here. Give it a little bit of space. Alright, so we're going to take the ears. Take this small one here. Just put a little bit of glue. You can use white glue for this. Do the same thing to the other ear. There. Now we're going to turn them around and we're going to glue these strips on. Just like that. Should kind of look like a tree. Alright, so now we need to make the bottom jaw. And there. So this is what you should have. It should look like a throw pillow. Or a pillow cushion, or however you want to call it. A couch cushion. So yes, this will be the bottom jaw. Now we are ready to start the papier-mâché. We're going to glue this on after the papier-mâché part because this can be a little tricky. Okay, so now it is time to start adding papier-mâché. So I'm going to show you how to make the glue solution. You will need white glue and you're going to need some water. You'll also need a container and a large paintbrush. Whatever size works for you. Okay? So you need to mix 1 part water and 1 part white glue. If you're going to use 1 cup of water, you will add 1 cup of white glue. 2 cups of water, 2 cups of white glue. That's what 1 part water and 1 part glue means. So I'm going to do that right now. So I got this little measuring cup here. So we're going to start off by adding 1 part water. So we're going to pour that into the container. And now we need to add 1 cup of white glue. And you just pour it into your water. You use a small paintbrush to get the glue off. Now you're going to mix your solution. Okay, so that should be good enough. So now we have our mixture.
Now you have your glue mixture. I will now show you how to use it.
Okay, so what you need to do, once you have your glue mixture, You take your paintbrush and dip it in the glue, and then you put glue on the surface first. And then you take some tissue paper or toilet paper. I use toilet paper because it's cheap and it works really good. And then you brush glue on top of the tissue, like I am right now. Then you take some more tissue, and you put more tissue over the wet tissue that you have, and you brush more glue on top. And then you keep repeating this. You do this until everything's covered in at least 3 or 4 layers. Alright? Alright, so here is candy so far. So, we still need to do a little bit of work. So what we need to do is we need to detail this a little bit more. And we need to attach these. These go right here. Now before we do that, we need to detail the lower lips to look more like a cat. So we're going to cut out a meow face. We need to cut that out, Kate. Hope you can see that. And we're also going to cut a line right here. Just remember, careful when you're using razor blades. Like that. And we're going to cover it in papier-mâché. We're going to cut this out. What you should have. And we're going to attach the ears. So we're going to cut an opening at the top. Right about there. And on the other side. And we're going to slide these ends inside and we're going to glue them on. There we go. Now it is finally starting to look like a cat. Not so much like Lorax or Eggman from Sonic. Ha! Looking like that for a little while. But now it's starting to look more like a cat. Then we're going to take the bottom jaw. We need to cut open a little bit of a depression. We're going to cut that out. Okay, now we're going to take that off. Don't throw it out. We're going to be putting it back in. Now we're going to take some of the newspaper out. Just a little bit, but we're going to leave a little bit in. Then we're going to place this back inside, like this. Push it down, and then we're going to cover the inside with papier-mâché. So let's glue the cheeks on, and then I'm going to start covering everything with papier-mâché. Remember your gloves. Do not burn or blister yourself. Glue guns are very hot. Wear gloves to protect yourself from burns. I always do. So when gluing styrofoam, put a little glue on the surface area first. And let it cool down a little bit. Otherwise the styrofoam is going to melt. Okay? Now we're going to put that on here. Do the same thing on the other side, so it just needs to go right beside the muzzle. Alright, so let's start covering all this in papier-mâché. Alright, and here's the kitty cat so far. Not too bad, eh? So you'll need to cut the bottom down just a little bit so that the bottom jaw can actually be open and closed. The last step, we need to add teeth. So we need to give this kitty cat some bangs. So you'll need to cut out some cardboard triangles like I am right now. So this is what you should have. You should have 2 of these skinny rectangles. You should have some larger rectangles here and 2 triangles for the upper teeth. Alright, so let's glue the upper teeth on. Just remember your gloves. Glue guns are very unforgiving. If you are not careful, you will get burned. And that's what you should have. That's all you need to do for the head. Alright, so now let's get the lower teeth on. So you are going to need to have 4 in the front. So take these squares or rectangles. And that's what you should have. Not sure how well you can see it. There you go. And now we're just going to add these at the ends. They need to be raised just a little bit higher. And that's what you should have. There you go, now you can see it. So that's all you need to do. You just need to glue the cardboard on like this. So you can cover it in papier-mâché if you want. But it actually looks pretty good how it is. So that's all you need to do for the teeth. Okay, so we will now paint this mask, and I will show you how to make a moving jaw so that this opens when your chin moves. Alright everybody, it's time to start painting. So the colors we will need a blue, and of course we will need some white. Oh, here it is, here's the black. And then, of course, we're going to need red for the cheeks. And those should be all the colors that we need. Very easy. You're definitely going to need a lot of blue. Then of course for the teeth, we will need the white. For the eyebrow, black. And for the freckles, and the nose. And this is for the cheeks. Alright, let's start painting. I just made a face. Hey, look at that. I just made a face. Ah! So, Candy is all painted. Not too bad, eh? Look at that. That really looks like Candy. Okay. For the eyes, I just cut a styrofoam ball in half and I just painted some brown circles with a black circle in the center. And you can attach the eyes like this. And you can see through this hole right there. That's one way you can make the eyes. However, there is another way you can do it. You can use screen tape. You can put some screen tape on the inside of the mask and you can actually paint it. And you can see right through it. I would like to show you how to make the moving jaw. So what you will need is you will need 4 strips of cardboard and you'll need some stretchy fabric. It's elastic. I got this at the dollar store. You can find it in any craft department. there's a good chance they'll sell this. A lot of stores will sell this. So what you need to do is now you need to take this, and I'm wearing gloves because I'm going to be using hot glue. So you want to glue this on. Okay, then you're going to take your stretchy fabric and you want to glue that on. Just glue it on right in the middle because we're going to do the fitting on next. Now, if you do not want a moving jaw, you don't have to do this. You can simply skip the step and you can just glue this bottom jaw right on the mask. Now we're going to put some glue on top of here. Then we're going to put another strip of cardboard on top of it, kind of like a sandwich. Don't eat this sandwich though, please. So we're just going to let that cool down and we will start the fitting. Alright everybody, so here we have our bottom jaw. So what you need to do is you need to wrap it around your chin and put the band on the top. Now you don't want it to be too tight, it needs to be comfortable, okay? Please make sure it's comfortable. That should be good. It's a little crooked actually. There we go. So when you open your chin, the bottom jaw will open. That is actually perfect. Okay, just make sure it is comfortable. If it is not comfortable or if it's pinching any part of your skin, take it off, readjust it, okay? Do not use this if it is not comfortable, alright? You don't want to hurt yourself. So now, let's get back to making this mask. Alright, so this is where we had it here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take, you're going to need 2 more of these. So we're going to glue this on top like that. Now I'm going to glue this band on top. I'm wearing gloves as you can see, but I don't want to burn myself. And then we're going to glue this over on top. Want that to cool down, so just put a little weight on it just so that it has better contact. Got my handy dandy little green brick here. Alright, so once that's cool, we're going to put this mask on. So we can go ahead and trim off the excess, otherwise that's just going to look ugly and it might bother you, so just snip them off. So I want to actually attach these eyes for the best vision. So you're going to put a little glue on the surface area first. Let it cool down. So that should probably be good. So then when you put the mask on, there's a little hole right here. You can see out of that. Okay? I recommend using this because then you have nothing blocking your vision. Absolutely nothing. Well, you'll still have reduced visibility, but then you will have a much wider field of vision. And that is the best way to go. If you can't see out of the mask, you're going to hurt yourself. I don't want you to get hurt. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to wear this mask. If you are using a moving jaw, you put on your bottom jaw first, just like that. Foxy's watching me right now. So it should be just nice and snug. It's very comfortable right now. Now put on your Now put on Candy's head. So when you're taking this off, use both hands. You don't want this to slide down and slap you on the nose. That's going to hurt. Use both hands, just slide it off very gently and it comes off just like that. And there you go. You now know how to make candy. You know what? I'm going to go another step further. I'm going to show you what Cindy looks like. Candy's twin sister. Alright, to make Candy's twin sister, we're going to need some different colors. You're going to need a light purple. And the cheeks are actually a light pink. So I'm just going to mix a little bit of pink and white since I am out of light pink right now. Let's see what Cindy looks like. But we just need one more piece of detail, the eyelashes. So I'm going to use a pipe cleaner. Use a black one or a brown one, whichever you prefer. I'm going to use a brown one just to match her eyes. I'm going to cut some small pieces of pipe cleaner. We're going to glue the eyelashes just right inside. So once the glue is cooled down, I'm going to just kind of curl her eyelashes a little bit. And we're going to let this paint dry. So yes, that's all you need to do. Just give it a different paint job. Just paint light purple. And the cheeks need to be a little lighter pink. You can use a lighter purple color. That's entirely up to you. So anyway, I'm just went with pink because I think it looks a little more feminine. And there you go, that was Cindy. 2 hands, remember? You might find it's easier to use foam if this cardboard is slipping off your head. It probably would stay on better, and if it did snap on your face, it won't hurt you. Alright? And just like that, you now know how to make Candy the cat. And you also know how to make Cindy the cat. From Five Nights at Candy's twin sister. Well, I really hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you all next time. Bye bye. Have fun.